PBM, boom, 223. Nice 30-cent climb off of that dip down here. Good morning. Good morning. Waiting for VOR to break 11. We've smacked 11 3 times on these 1 minute candles. Every time it smacks 11 and pulls back. I'm waiting for that pop through 11. LNAI, we buy filters, keywords, filters, 2009. Are we going to get that breakthrough 11? Sheila, good morning. Mickey, good morning. Over there in YouTube on Traveling Trade Adventures. And good morning, TikTok. There's 11 again on VOR. Can we break through it? Come on, go through. There's not much there at 11. It's being stubborn at 11. Look how many times we've hit 11. 4 times here. Come on. Good morning. Kathy, good morning on Traveling Trade Adventures. Everett, good morning over there. PBM just hit 221 again and pulled back. Good morning. Hopefully everybody's had some good trades this morning. Looks like VOR is pulling back on us again. Wanted that breakthrough 11 so bad. Finger on the sell button again. Jalou, good morning. Couple of good ones this morning so far. Had some great ones in after hours last night. I don't know if you were with us in after hours. If you were on Zoom, you were. But we weren't on social media last night during after hours. And it was insane, to say the least. We had 3 stocks over 100%. One of them went 3. One of them was 400%, I believe. If for the day, it was up 415 or 420. Another one went up 300. I think I wrote it down. Another one went up over 300% in after hours last night. And then XCUR, that one went up 160% in after hours. So after hours last night was pretty dang good. Wolfpack did. We had our choice. There was quite a few good runners there. There's that 11 on VOR. Finally, 1101. It finally busted through that 11, but pulled right back down again. Come on, man. There's not much at 11. It should break through that relatively easily. There it goes. Come on. There we go. You beautiful son of a gun. I'm back in the money again on VOR. And when I say back in the money, I mean the money I lost the first time on that trade. I've already made it back this time and then some, just on VOR. So I am thrilled about that. Plus the money on SNTI. That stock ran this morning beautifully as well. PBM, once again, is trying to push up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, last night, TWG, I don't know if you get, these are the ones that we were looking at in after hours last night. If you were with us in after hours, TWG, ATMV, XCure, XCUR, and ATMC. Big, huge moves on these. PBM, look at that. Broke through 220, 229. All right, I'm going to take an out here on VOR. Make sure that I lock in the profit. All right, so I took 1095 on VOR from 1065 to 1095. So it's only 30 cents, but I got my money back from the first time around plus some because I bought these at a cheaper price. So I had more shares than I did the first time around. The news. SNTI receives FDA Regenerative Medicine Advanced Therapy designation. And also announced the clinical data from an ongoing phase 1 trial. Demonstrating deep MRD negative, durable, complete remissions, and a favorable safety profile. So that wording is what attracted me to that one. And that's why I jumped in as quickly as I did on that one. That was not a no-brainer, but definitely worth the risk of jumping in that one quick and to see if we could get it to go up. Even if it only went up 30 cents or so, it would have been well worth the scalp. Now look at VOR. You see what I did there? You see how when I jumped out, when I did, I could have waited and waited to see if it would curl back up over 11 again, because I was really looking for that big run over 11, but it didn't happen. And it started to pull back. So I jumped out so that I could lock in my profit. Make sure that I made back the money from the first time when I lost money. I wanted to make sure that I got that money back. I don't want the stock taking money from me. So, and as you can see, it dropped all the way to 1067. It dropped almost clear back to where I bought in at, within 2 pennies. And that's what was trying to avoid. So you can see how that worked out simply by having your plan. I want to make back the money I lost the first time. And when it breaks that and gives me a little bit extra, I'm out. PBM tried to push up, didn't it? Got up to 239. It's pulled back here a little bit, about 30 cents. Now, VOR is trying again. Looks like it might try to push back up. I think VOR is going to be a playable stock all day long. I think VOR is going to be one of those that if you're paying attention to it, you're taking the opportunity on those dips and playing it properly, I think you can play VOR all day today. I think it's going to be a really great a day trader's dream, I think. Now, we're talking 20 cent scalps, 30-cent scalp, maybe get lucky and get a 50 or 60-cent scalp out of it. But if you can scalp off 20, 30 cents off of this thing 3 or 4 times today, you stand to make a nice little piece of money off that. Just that one. It's not counting all these others that we have the opportunity perhaps with. So just this one stock, I think you could do pretty well scalping it. But I'll follow that up by saying, know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, that could bite you. So please make sure you're not just randomly jumping in, hoping. Wait for confirmation that it's going back up. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. VOR, thanks, Jeff. Well, I hope you made a little bit of money on VOR. BR, yeah, I mean, it does affect your wash sale, but wash sale has to do with taxes at the end of the year. You still make the money, you still make the profit. It just affects what you can do with your taxes at the end of the year. And it only pertains to losses. Like the loss I just took on VOR, normally I could claim that loss on my taxes. It would add up to my losses for my tax purposes. But because I bought it back right away within 30 days and I made a profit, I get that profit. That doesn't change just because it's a wash sale. But the loss that I took the first time, I don't get to claim that now. I can't use that against my taxes. So it doesn't affect, wash sale sounds weird, but it's just an IRS thing. Wash sale actually has nothing to do with the stock market. It has nothing to do with any rules that the SEC created or FINRA or any of that stuff. That's 100% an IRS thing, and just means you take a loss on something, you can claim the loss. But if you buy that same stock again right away and you make a profit, you can't take that loss anymore. We're not going to let you do that. ENSC. ENSC. Let's take a look. ENSC. LNAI identifies 3 Parkinson's subtypes and prioritize drug targets to accelerate proof of concept programs. ENSC achieves major milestone with initiation of enrollment in a phase 3 clinical trial. ENSC. LUCD announces positive data from a large reported real-world experience of esophageal precancer detection. LUCD. ENVB receives notice of allowance for EVM 301 series of drug candidates, and that's a microfloat. ENVB. micro float. According to scans, it's a micro float. Let's see what else 8 o'clock threw at us here. Let's see, we had ENSC. Smackover Lithium, SLI, large float. Smackover Lithium receives indications of interest for over $1 billion in project financing for the SWA project. Might take a look at that one. It's got a high float on it, but might be worthy of at least keeping an eyeball on it. PAVM announces positive data from the largest reported real-world experience of esophageal precancer detection. Make sure you're looking at that one. And Lucid, take a look at Lucid, LUCD. That's the one that story is about, LUCD. But it's showing up on PAVM's ticker symbol as well. Now look at VOR. Look at where we're at with VOR now. You see what that, hoping that it might go back up once it starts falling, can lead to? We got in, we got up to where we wanted to be to get our profit. We got out, and look at what happened to it afterwards. So don't ever hesitate to get that out. ENSC trying to push back up on that news. Let's see what else we've got popping here. 805. Let's see. Atos, LUCD, APVO highlights compelling safety and strong remission rates in frontline AML at a conference. BGL, Blue Gold announced a successful smart contract audit by Nevermind, strengthening security and transparency ahead of gold standard coin launch on Base. We've got LUCD still trying to go up. ENSC on that press release still trying to push up. What a beautiful dip down there to 163. And then a rip. That was pretty nice. CJET. CJET, listed as a micro float. ChiJet Motor Company announces official name change to Digital Currency X Technology Inc. and a new ticker symbol, DCX, effective December 10th. ENSC, boom, 196 if you were on that one. UCD, feasibility study, Inspire granted a patent. IINN Technologies granted a patent in Japan. MBRX, completion of treatment for the 45 patients in their pivotal phase 3 AML trial, on pace for Q1 2026. It's on MBRX. ENSC for Trapper got it from 195 to 191. Nice job. All right. Let's take a look at ATMV together. ATMV getting the rip, getting the push. This is one from last night. This one ran 300% last night in after hours. Unbelievable. This stock ran for us last night in after hours. If you were with us on Zoom last night, you would have been here for this. This one ran from $8.24 to $37.51. That was a beaut. That stock was just insane. And it's pushing up again. So just FYI, might be something to keep an eye on. ATMV, AlphaVest Acquisition Corporation. CJET, now at 93.5, 94 cents. That's the one that's doing the name change and the ticker symbol change. That doesn't usually push the stock price up much. That's kind of fluffy news. ENSC, let's see where ENSC is currently at. ENSC's hanging on. It's hanging on. Considering this was just a little over $1.50 when it started, when that press release popped. Right now we're at $1.87-ish. It's trying to hold on. CJET 94 again. MBRX now at $8.17. This has a 1.9 million public float. So it's got a really small float. MBRX. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to rip or anything, but it has the potential to really pop good on that low float. Hollywood 181 to 198 on ENSC. Nicely done. Nicely done. All right. Well, that's all the 8 o'clock stuff. MBRX was the latest one to pop up there. It is now at $9.83, $10. We just wicked up to $10.21. This was at $7.48 when I read you the press release. All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for TikTok this morning. You guys have a beautiful, beautiful day. I appreciate you all being here. Michelle, good morning. Um, we're going to continue with this now. MBRX still pushing up. Remember, 1.9 million public float, really small float, can go. It's got the ingredients to go. If retail comes in with that volume and gets hyped up about it, it could really pop off good. It's already up $3 since I gave it to you. Now it pulled back again. So it's going to be very volatile, very, very volatile. You're going to see a lot of wild swings up and down. Like I said, though, volume comes in, it could really take off. No guarantees, though, right? Can't guarantee anything's going to move. I may wait for it to pull back, see if it pulls back to mid $7 range and take a swipe at it. That's a possibility. We'll see if it pulls back that far. All right. Well, TikTok, you guys have a great day. We're going to be on YouTube on Traveling Trade Adventures. We're there right now, live, as well as Zoom. Ooh, let's take a look at XCure. XCure, XCUR. XCUR. This is another one from after hours last night. This is the one that ran 160% for us in after hours. Keep an eye on that stock. It moved very well. Keep an eye on it. All right. Terry, good morning, brother. Well, we're going to pop over to YouTube now. If you'd like the 8:30 press releases, that's where you can find us. Traveling Trade Adventures on YouTube. You say good morning in, well, there you are. I just now noticed that. Good morning. Good morning. Anyway, you want to see get the 8:30 press releases, pop on over to YouTube and visit Traveling Trade Adventures. We're live on there right now. And we'll be on there long enough to give you the 8:30 press releases. And then we're going to pop off and be back exclusively on Zoom. And you're welcome to join us on Zoom anytime you want. Just go to our website, which is wolfpackcommunity.com, and subscribe to live Zoom trading and join us every morning. We put our scanner up, our pre-market scanner goes up on Zoom at 4 a.m. in the morning, Eastern time for early pre-market. And then I go live at 6:45. And we're live in Zoom till about 9:30. So anyway, pop on over to YouTube, Traveling Trade Adventures. Hit the subscribe button there on Traveling Trade Adventures on YouTube and catch us there in the mornings. We'd love to have you. So you guys have a beautiful day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning at 7:45 right here on TikTok. We're going to be on in after hours at 4 o'clock for those runners, if we can get some with some press releases, but it's going to be on Zoom. So if you want to be with us for the after hours call outs, you'll have to do it on Zoom. So have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow morning, or we'll see you in just a few minutes over on YouTube. God bless. Lou, good morning. Hey, I made 10 cents, folks. What do you know about that? I made 10 cents. Boy, I am rolling in the cash this morning.
Go fuck yourself.
We are rolling in it. All right. Okay, so we are at, what time is it? 8:17. TWG. Remember that one from After Hours last night? Pricing of an offering, $5 million public offering. Look at the price. $6. This is down 72%. Let's take a look, shall we? Oh my. All right, let's take a look at the price. Let's see what we can find out about the offering. Public offering, customer shares, the company par value 9 cents per share. Can you see an offering price of $7 per unit? Offering price of $7. So and the offering was for 720,000 shares. So it wasn't a huge offering. And it was at $7. So I'm going to take a little swipe at that. Nice. All right. I took a swipe at that at 585. We'll see. Sorry about that. VOR moving back up. Or trying to anyway. So we're going to take a little swipe here. At 585 on TWG. That may, obviously not the bottom. Obviously not the bottom. TikTok share full-time tech 60K. 60K. Wow, holy cow. I'm looking at TWG. And I don't know where the bottom is, so I'm scaling in as we go here. The offering price, they did a $5 million public offering. And it's for 720,000 shares, which is not a huge offering. That's $7 a share. Which is considerably higher than where it's at right now. So just playing the dip, I'll see what I can do with that. Scaling in, I don't know where the bottom is. Nobody does. But if I can get that bottom and scale in as we go down, I might be able to make a nice chunk on this if it reverses. Now, it may not reverse. It may go sideways for a long time. All right. You have a great day. Vicky, MBRX got in at 7. Let me move my camera here just a little bit. Got to make sure these numbers are all where they need to be, so it's accurate. All right. All right, we've got 5 minutes. If you can hang on for 5 minutes, we'll give you the 8:30 press releases. Right now, I'm trying to play TWG. You play it your way, I'll play it my way, and we'll see how we fare if you decide to play it at all. I like the fact that it's not a massive offering. I like the fact that it's considerably lower than the offering price right now. And I think the big sell-off was overdone. I think it was way, way overdone. We went from almost $10 down to $5 on a relatively small offering. And after the action this one had yesterday, I think that was a little overdone. Now, as you can see by the current price action, I am in the money on all 3 positions, all 3 lots. And that's how I play those overdone drops on an offering. If I feel like the prices dropped way more than it should have been reasonable, and it's way below where the offering price was at, we don't know where the bottom is. So we try to anticipate the bottom initially, and I try to pick where I think it looks like it's starting to consolidate, but I don't go in full. I don't take a full position there because we just don't know. So I'll go in with a partial position. If it drops a little bit, I'll let it drop significantly, and then I'll grab a little bit more. But again, just a partial. I'm not trying to build my whole position all in one shot because I don't know where the bottom is. And then if it drops more, I'll pick up a little bit more. Now, you do run the risk of picking up some, picking up some, picking up some, and then you're out of money, and then it just keeps dropping and it never goes back up again. Now you're stuck holding a bag on something. So there is some risk in that for sure. Like any trade, there's risk. But I'm just playing what I think could be a bounce, at least maybe back to where the offering price was at. Even if it goes back to the offering price at some point this morning or sometime today during regular trading hours, if it at least get back to the offering price, I'm in the money big time. So I'm not expecting miracles. I'm not expecting it to run to $17 or anything crazy like that. Just get back to the offering price and I'm golden. Offering price was at $7. And it was only 720,000 shares. So it's not like they did, a 30 million share offering or something, and it was like massively diluting their share, their public float. They're not diluting like crazy like they do on a lot of offerings. There's only 720,000 shares. It's not that much. And at $7. So I feel, at $5.40, $5.60, 70 cents, I feel pretty safe. I feel like I could get that little bounce I'm looking for. All right, let's see what 830's got here. STAA. STAA. Take a look. Announces amended merger agreement with Star Surgical. STAA. Don't know if it's going anywhere, but take a look at it. STAA. MAMO. Massimo Group announces strategic asset management collaboration to deploy BTC Treasury capital into a regulated digital asset infrastructure. So a little bit of a crypto play there. AMZE. Amaze Holdings announces strategic global partnership with OpenWave AI to expand artist monetization, fulfillment capability, and AI innovation. Chief Financial Officer. AREB 65. Now AR American Rebel. Yeah, they got that. That's odd. They got a press release attached to the wrong ticker symbol. All right. Well, let's take a look at STAA. Let's see where we're at here. STAA. Okay, so we had the spike on the news from $23 to $32. It's back to 26. 31 million public float. Has 3.6 million shares shorted on it. WVE. Remember that one? WVE. Let's see. NDRA advances TS liver imaging, strengthens capital efficiency. And this also affects WVE, but this press release is on NDRA. TAA pulling back here. So let's, again, we got to watch for the pullback. Let's take a look at the monthly chart. Just watching STAA at the moment. We'll see how far this wants to pull back. 25. We started off at 23. Let's see if we can get it down into the 24s. Doesn't look like it wants to drop down there. So let's try it. 25.79. All right. TWG, we're still in the money on TWG. So far, so good. And we're going to try to play this bounce here on STAA. See if we can do something with this one. 70. Bio. And looks like that is about it for news for 8:30. Wasn't much in there. We're going to play this bounce on STAA and see if we can get this thing to jump maybe up to about 27 and a half, 28 would be a good exit on that one, I think. Let's see. And then also on TWG, I think that one was overdone on that sell-off. I think that was way, way overdone. Vicky, good morning. Fidelity or Schwab won't let me buy TWG. Well, that sucks. I don't know if that's going to rip or not. It's back to 627, so we're doing okay on it. Just waiting for it to recover. I think it needs to recover. I don't know if it will or not, but I'm counting on getting at least half of what it fell. That would be nice. Even a 50-cent recovery, 50% recovery off of that big massive fall would be beautiful. All right, well, that's going to do it for Traveling Trade Adventures. Be sure to check out my new video that I just put up there about my laptop. Laptop that I use when I'm out traveling in the RV and trading, stock trading in the mornings. Had a couple people ask me what kind of computer I use when I'm out traveling. So I thought, well, I'll make a little video and show you which one I use. So check it out. Love to see you on there. Thank you for subscribing on Traveling Trade Adventures. Much appreciated. There's going to be a lot more content, a lot of travel content coming in the very near future. Not just stock stuff. We do more than stock trading. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, 8:45, or excuse me, 7:45, right here, 7:45, as always. So have a good one. God bless. Keep it green. I'll see you guys.